tent real quick, and now I'm gonna cook dinner before it gets dark. Okay, so here's my stove. Doing some creative in between these camera work here because I don't have a tripod. So it all comes in this Tupperware container stuff. So I take this out. This is what I use for my cup, and this can be used for a bowl, or it just protects the whole stove system also. So move those to the side. Then what do we got in here? We've got fuel. A lighter. Tinfoil. It's a little wind screen. And we got a stove. So I've cleared the area of duff, as you can see. You don't want to, this area around here will get hot, so you want to be careful you don't have pine needles or any leaves or anything like that too close. So I cleared a nice area. Luckily everything's really wet, so it's going to be just fine. So I'm going to set this to the side for now because my stove has to prime a little bit, and then I'm going to put some fuel in. I'm going to put the rest of this fuel, that's probably enough, that's definitely enough to boil 2 cups of water. My Foster's beer can holds about 3 cups of water. So I'm going to put most of this fuel in there. That's actually probably plenty. I'm going to move this wormy out of the way because he's not going to like what's about to happen. So with this kind of stove, it's pretty... You kind of definitely want to guess about how much fuel you're going to need to boil exactly the amount of water you need, because it's hard to save any remaining fuel, and if it goes out before you're done cooking, then you have to reprime it, although it doesn't take quite as long. So I'm just going to prime it by starting that, and in the meantime, I'm going to fill up my Foster's can with some water. I'm not going to show you guys doing that because that would require me to move out of this spot. So where I had to get water from, it was a little on the sketchy side. It'll be fine. I have my water purification tablets, and I'm also going to boil this water. But it looks gross. It's brown. But that's sometimes a part of camping. So I'm going to cook ramen tonight. That's going to require about 2 cups of water. My beer can stove, if I fill it all the way, I think I said that already, it's 3, so I'm not going to fill it completely. But if I go a little heavy on the water, that's okay because I need to hydrate. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, it's just about to start priming. Once it's primed, the fire is going to start coming out of those holes. I'm going to put my windscreen down. It's not really windy right now. If it was really windy, I would make it a little tighter. So let's see, we're getting there. So this guy is going to go on top. I have to make sure that the bottom of it's dry, otherwise it might put that fire out. Okay, so that means it's primed, and then it starts getting really hot, and you just gotta quickly whoop, put that on there. This is obviously a somewhat precarious process here. You want to make sure you get that stove as level as possible, but it's pretty cool. It's all made out of beer cans. I attempted to make these one time, and I promise you it was way harder than the YouTube video made it look. So you got to keep your eye on that flame for a little bit. Sometimes if the bottom of the Foster's is cold or wet or something, it will go out and you'll have to relight it. But let's go ahead and time it and see how long that takes to boil. I'll set I kind of forget, I think I did at one point, but I'll set my... Okay, so right about at 9 minutes, it's coming to a roiling boil. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's... Ooh, steam! Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Anyways, roiling boil, and then you just pull it off. Make sure you have a nice, I didn't actually, make sure you have a flat spot to put it. It's a little hot, but I usually just do a real quick grab. 1, 2, 3, go. Whoop. And then I just let that boil off. I probably added more fuel than I needed to, but it's just kind of hard to get it to go out. You can do it by cupping something over it, but actually that's kind of a lot of fuel. Oh well, it's fine. I've got enough for just tomorrow. Breakfast is all I need. So I boiled my water. I'm going to do what's called Ziploc bag cooking. So this is kind of a nice way of cooking if you, it just like, it's easy and there's no cleanup, which is really nice. I do kind of feel bad about all the Ziplocs I use, so I might revisit just like using this Tupperware to cook in instead of Ziplocs, but I'll show you guys this method. So I kind of prop that up in there just to hold it steady. And then I'm going to pour my water in. You'd be surprised these bags actually don't melt. I mean, I did a lot of research in it because I was worried. I thought it sounded kind of crazy, but I don't know. Verdict's still out, maybe. You can always find what you're looking for, but most of the things I found said it was fine. So I'm doing it. So, okay, I've poured my 2 cups of water in there. And then you just seal up the Ziploc, which I'm going to do, but it's going to require 2 hands, so I'm not going to try and show that to you on video. And I put it in either a hat or like a jacket, or I kind of bring this little bubble wrap letter thing with me, just something to keep it warm. And then you leave it there for a few minutes. Like ramen usually cooks for like 2 to 3 minutes, like on a simmer, and so that's kind of doing that and other things as well. So that's Ziploc cooking and beer can stove cooking.